Hey guys, out here enjoying a nice Sunday morning, or actually Sunday afternoon, and I wanted to go over some things that I do for smoking. I like a lot of smoked meats, ribs, pork butts, briskets, you name it. I like to smoke it. So what we used to have was one of those barrel smokers, and we really liked it. Worked really good, did some modifications to it, and then we went to one of these. This is a RECTEC 680, and it's at work right now, and got some baby backs going in it right now. But I really like it, but it has a little problem where it really doesn't produce the smoke like a good barrel smoker does. So when I got this, I went and sold my barrel smoker. Now that I realize, my wife tends to remind me over and over again that she likes it when I come in from smoking, she can smell the smoke on me. When we're smoking with one of these, she can't smell anything. And I have to admit, she's right. It doesn't produce the smoke that we really like to have in our meat. There's an option you can add to these pellet smokers. It's called I don't know, Smoke Daddy. It's a metal thing that you put over top of the firebox. You add logs to it, and it, in turn, it increases the amount of smoke. We still tried that, and it's still not what we like. So I'm gonna go over a few things. Here's my pellet smoker. It's a RECTEC RT680. I really like it. It has the Wi-Fi module, so I can sit and look at watch TV, do whatever I want inside the house. And all I gotta do is look at an app that's on my phone. And like I said, I got some ribs going. I usually do in this. I do the 3-2-1, where I do 3 hours uncovered. And then I do 2 hours covered on the meat down, and then I do an hour uncovered with the meat up to finish it off. This thing's pretty nice. It holds 40 pounds of pellets, so it can cook all day at smoke temperature, 225, without a problem. I mean, I've done 8, 10, 12-hour cooks and never had to add pellets. But we turned around and we bought a Pecos. This is one of those old country barbecue pits, barrel smokers. Same one I had before. It worked great, but you got to do some modifications to this thing, and I'm going to show you what I do. So let me take this off. First thing, when you open up the firebox, that grated is usually on top, and then there's a piece of metal that sits on the bottom that's your firebox. The fire sits on top of that. They have this grated thing up there so that I guess somebody can cook over top of the fire if you wanted to. I don't know too many people who have a smoker like this and actually use it as a grill. So what I do is I take that off, I flip it upside down so this angle iron sits upright, kind of holds the material in, and put it down on the bottom. The grate that's underneath it, I put down on the bottom. Now these don't come with what they call tuning shields. Tuning shields are allow the heat and smoke to move across and try to evenly distribute the heat and smoke throughout the whole chamber here, the whole cooking chamber. They don't come with one. All they have is this thing here that pushes the heat and smoke down, but all it does is roll right back up. And you know, heat rises and the smoke rises, it'll all come up here, collect a little bit, drop, and then come out through the stack. What I do is I take that pan that they had on the bottom, flip it around so that it sits upside down. I put it in the middle. Then I go to Lowe's, and you can find 16 gauge steel sheets, 18-inch by 6-inch. I cut it down to about 12 inches, and then I set down right here, and then another one back here. So this way I have heat and smoke here, here, throughout here, here, and here, and then everything exits through the stack. These, they're not that expensive, so you have most of what you need in the smoker when you buy it. You just need to move things around. You buy those 2 sheets and then cut it down to 12 inches. I just used a reciprocating saw with a metal blade on it to cut it off with it on a vise, and then cleaned it up a little bit. This is the top that goes on. There's only one shelf, but it holds a lot of meat. Another mod that I do is they come with these 2 for thermostats, but I don't ever use them. I put one in front and then I put one in back, and then this way I can watch my temperature as it goes across. They're off a little bit, but these are, I think, 14 bucks each. You can probably find them cheaper, but I just got them at Academy, along where I got the smoker. Smoker's on sale now. It's normally $4.99, $3.99. I got it for $2.99, so it's 100 bucks off right now. A lot of things people don't talk about are these baffles and the one that's on the stack. It's pretty simple. The more air you get, the hotter it's going to get, the faster everything's going to flow through the smoker. The less air you get, the more chance you have your fire going out. So what you got to do, the first thing, because it's a brand new smoker, I'm going to have to season it, which means all I got to do is just start a fire in the firebox and start a fire in the cooking chamber and let that fire go for about 2 hours. I'm going to do that here in a few minutes. That'll burn off all this oil and stuff that's all up on the inside, or any chemicals that they used. I'm not going to wipe it down with vegetable oil like a lot of people tend to do, because I don't want, the vegetable oil is not really going to do anything for me. Now, if you have like a flat top like that, yeah, then you want to burn it down with vegetable oil, because that seasons the steel. But I'm not going to be cooking on top of this, so I'm just going to burn it just the way it is. So here I am seasoning my smoker. I cranked up some coals. I usually just use matchlight. Let it burn off before I put wood on it, so I don't have any chemicals. Let all the starter fluid burn off. And then in here I got a little pile going. And you want it to get 350, 400, over 400 degrees. So I got, you see that one's down a little bit because I don't have as many coals on that end. But 350, 400, and just let those coals burn completely down. That should burn off any of the chemicals and stuff that'll be in the smoker, and it will be ready to roll. So that's about it. I'm going to take care with these baffles. I guess I was talking about that. You just want to, as you're cooking, your first time cooking, you want to come out probably every 15 minutes, look at your temperature. If it's too high, close this up a little bit, close this up a little bit. I usually, if I remember correctly, I usually have mine about 25% up here, maybe about 30%. And then I usually have this about maybe 20%. That's how I'm going to start it. And then I'm going to watch the fire over the next 2 or 3 hours while I'm burning it, while I'm seasoning it. And then pay attention, because I just want consistent temperature here, and I want a consistent temperature here. Then when I get ready to smoke something, I don't smoke with charcoal. I put charcoal in to get the fire started, and then I constantly cook with logs. I just put logs on top, and every hour I come out and add more logs just to keep the fire going. But you don't want to stack up too much logs because you don't want too much smoke. Too much smoke adds too much creosote, will build up inside the smoker, and then every year or two you'll have to come in and literally catch your smoker on fire to burn off the creosote, because it will start dripping down on your food if you let it go too long. And you don't want creosote on your food. So when I smoke with wood, I usually do 25% with covered. And this is time-wise, 25% covered and or 25% uncovered. Right when I put the meat in, I put 25% uncovered, and then I cover it for the rest of the time to cook. Because when the meat is raw is when the best time you get smoke penetration. So that's pretty much my lesson on smoking. I've run one of these. We probably ran one of these for 25 years. Smoking briskets, pork butts, ribs, spare ribs, and baby backs. And I've pretty much perfected my form of smoking. I don't compete or nothing like that. I guess I saw somebody said, why compete when you can eat? So I do like my RECTEC. I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to keep using it for small jobs. Chicken, smoking chicken is really good with it. Chicken penetrates, the smoke penetrates in chicken pretty quick. So I'll probably use that with the Big Daddy Smoker stick burner that goes inside it. But this guy's going to be doing all the briskets, pork butts, spare ribs, and all the other big stuff that we do. Sometimes my wife caters some weddings and stuff like that, and we'll smoke a few briskets in here. I might even weld in another shelf so that I can put a second shelf in it. But have any comments, or you even have any ideas with smoking? If you do your own smoking and you have some ideas, let me know. Put your comments below. Subscribe if you like it. If you don't like it, mark it you don't like it. Have a good one.